Miami, 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 Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome. I don't know what to do. It's not hangover time. I don't know how to start the show. Y'all, I made myself a beverage tonight. I don't know where I put that motherfucker. If you watching the video, I'm over here looking around like I'm being chased by the police because I don't know where I put my drink. I'm gonna have to text my wife, bring me my drink. Anyway, he win. Tiff, I forget which is it. Right, left, right.
Yeah,
Am I off beat
shit.
with it? I can't. It's been I ain't got it no more. But hey, Heat win. What a great game. Honestly, that was fun. That was exciting. There was no Josh Richardson. There was no Terry Rozier. So I was super happy. But no negativity. We are not doing that today. Welcome into the Miami Heat Beat post-game show. I am your host, Alphonse Sidney. With me today is our what does G call you? Our truth teller, truth sayer, naysayer, Tiff? What is it?
Oh,
none of that shit. Anyway,
the reality check master.
There
you go.
Whatever.
I've been doing my film studies.
There you go.
I'm
here.
Thank you, Lou.
I'm here.
You
And
like Pelle, just a solid rookie.
That's it. Listen, I'm here, y'all. I'm here. And just like the great mythologist said, Jimmy was not walking alone when he saw one set of footprints. It was me. I was on his back.
Somebody had his back tonight. Everybody had his back tonight. It was actually a really, really good team effort. Someone said Alf doesn't know how to host wins. I don't. I'm so used to losses. I just want to come in pissed. Well, fuck Spo. Fuck these rotations. But anyway, you don't understand. There was a point in the fourth quarter. I was livid that Pelle was out there instead of Haywood Highsmith. And then I had to remind myself that Haywood was hurt.
Right. Well, he was actually sick, and I think Jimmy did it. But I don't want to start no rumors.
Tiff, your boy was hot. I was like, where the fuck is Haywood? And I was like, oh, shit. They told me that nigga went to the back in like the second quarter. I forgot. My bad, Spo. Also, we have Coach Lou, Saucy Takes. Oh, shit. Once again, what is behind you, Lou?
Light the beam.
The beam is lit. I'm sorry, Alf. Let me just... sorry. Because the shit is lit today, boys. We are lighting up today. Fireworks today. Did you see why'd you want him off the floor in the fourth quarter? Wow, there was somebody else who was struggling.
There were reasons.
You know who wasn't struggling? Mr. Pelle Larson. We are back today, folks. Mr. Jimmy Butler, we are back today, folks. Today is the day we've been waiting for. This is what I spent this 72 hours in this cellar by myself doing film study to be right.
Don't tell people that.
No, I actually undersold it. It was probably more like 72 days, but we're here and Pelle is here. And most importantly, Alf, Terry and Josh Richardson aren't.
Oh,
no negativity.
Yes, no negativity. We are just pointing out facts. These are things that have happened. Josh Richardson and Terry Rozier did not play tonight. There's nothing to be, extrapolated from that. These are just facts. This is just the injury report, the DNP CD list. But honestly, Lou, I wasn't talking about the beam. I was talking about that anorexic ass Christmas tree you still got up.
Hey, man.
That bit looked like global warming.
Yo, she fucking waiting on Charlie Brown to come.
Oh my God.
Look, man, this
man got the climate change Christmas tree.
Al Gore pissed at you right now. I'm sorry. If you're under a certain age, you do not get that joke.
This is all I could afford. Goodness. You gotta my Christmas tree is a lot like the Miami Heat.
Yo, it ain't even Thanksgiving yet, and you got your tree up.
Hey,
tree been up all year, right?
No, she's 2 rooms over. The reason why
that tree snuck up on his ass.
That tree said boogity boogity.
You don't know. He been trying to throw that tree away for 3 years.
Every time he wake up, she just be standing there.
About that. Anyway, all right. Enough with the tomfoolery. Somebody said when I'm on the show, we don't talk enough basketball. I said, bitch, that's what I'm here for. Anyway, but yeah, man. Like, listen, I'm gonna say
blue tree look like where.
At least give it a Derek Lively.
Oh my God. No, that shit ain't no Derek Lively. Derek Lively gets minutes. Your tree.
Looking like the Heat.
Your tree ready for a G League stint. But anyway, all right, man. I will say, listen, I've been poo-pooing the Heat all year. I think that was a really, really solid win, Tiff. That is a team that even without Luka Doncic has been winning games without Luka, has been winning games against good teams without Luka. That is a team that plays super, super fast when Luka's not on the floor. There were times like the pace was super frenetic, and then I would look at the score. I'm like, man, this shit don't match up. I thought this was about to be 140 to 130 by the end of the game. Like, the pace was frenetic. The Heat kept up. Like, there was so many times like there's no way that he can keep up this pace. They kept up the pace. I mean, and we can talk about who wasn't there, but Tiff, I want to talk about who was there tonight. I usually on hangover time I ask for your player of the game. I just want to hear your positives. What were your positive takeaways from tonight's game?
I think, for most people, the fact that you had a lot of stint where Tyler was struggling, Bam was struggling, and Jimmy just kept seeming to find a way to hold the lead, keep them in the game, do all the little things. Zaddy Love came in, and I don't even know. Kevin Love played 2 seconds, but had like 11 rebounds.
No, he had 19 minutes. Like he played a good amount.
Season high.
And the thing about Kevin Love, he is just steady. Mm-hmm. He's going to get in there. He works his butt off on the boards, and he's going to be steady. And I like the confidence. I feel like he puts confidence into the young players. And honestly, once they finally settled down and we figured out who was playing tonight, who wasn't playing tonight, the defense was shaky, but they held on to the rope and they didn't let go.
You know what, Tiff? I feel like the defense was quote unquote shaky, but I feel like this fucking Dallas offense, they were nonstop. They were like high powered. I mean, I was like watching the Miami Hurricanes offense out there. They were like big hitters. It was super fast, and I was surprised to see the Heat able to keep up with that pace tonight.
No, yeah, the Dallas offense, like, they really moved the ball and swing it, and they had everybody realistically putting some pressure on the rim. They were taking turns, whether it was PJ Washington or Kyrie or even Najee Marshall in the second half. Like, they had their guys. Yeah, we gotta hate that guy. Jimmy went at his ass too. But just today, like, they held their own. As much as Dallas was putting pressure and doing little things, I think they threw enough wrinkles. Credit Spo. I think this was his best game of the year. Not just wrinkle wise, but rotation wise. This was crispy. Like, we're talking, he got 10 guys in. Realistically, you can say it was 9 because Jovic only had a 6-minute stint. Saw that this wasn't the matchup for him, but really stuck with the guys who were making an impact and closed with the guys who were making an impact. And there was, to no one's surprise, like, at least not to my surprise, like, Burks got more minutes, Pelle got more minutes, and those were the two guys, alongside your 3, what do you call them? Pillars, whatever you want to call them. Anyways, alongside those guys, it was those two, and you can really, really tell how much better it made Jimmy Butler, in particular, to play alongside guys who just didn't need the ball in their hands. They didn't need They had to go to Jimmy, and Jimmy fucking responded. We got to give Jimmy credit because this was a sensational basketball game from him. But a lot of that has to do with just putting players around him who fit. Burks doesn't require the ball whatsoever. Mm-hmm. He's just sitting in a corner. If the defense makes a mistake, he was making them pay. Same thing with Pelle. He doesn't really need the ball. He's just going to backdoor. He's going to find little areas, soft spots to get the ball. But realistically, he's there to play defense, and he's there to, be physical on both ends of the floor. He did that today. And then you had Jimmy just closing, man. What a game from Jimmy.
Tiff, tonight you had guys like Haywood, Duncan, Pella, to lose point, Kevin Love. All these guys out here who played their roles. Like, we've been talking about this so much. Like, you have these guys in Hero, Bam, and Jimmy that need the ball in their hands. And Terry, and for some reason, Josh Richardson thinks he needs the ball in his hands. You have all these guys who need the ball in their hands, and there's not enough minutes being given to guys who just know their roles. So, like, listen, and I've said it before, like this, I don't think there's a championship team on this roster, but I think there's a good team on this roster, right?
Yep.
And it's almost like Spo's hand has to be forced to not play some of these motherfuckers, right? Like, finally, the light went off about Josh Richardson, right? Terry has to be hurt. Without these two guys in the lineup, we have seen way crisper, like to lose point, like basketball that just seems to make fucking sense.
I think the thing is too, it's because those guys primarily get what they get off the dribble. That's a problem, because then you do force Jimmy and Bam and Tyler to kind of stand around and watch them go to work. And then maybe I get the ball back, maybe I don't. And I think at some point, that was part of what was stifling Bam in the beginning, the waiting. And the interesting part is tonight, because by Josh not getting minutes, Terry being hurt, you actually got to see other players get those minutes and what they can do. But also, the other thing about Josh and Terry, they're not stout. Their bodies aren't stout. They're not stout defensively. So then you had other guys that you go with. Well, Haywood started, so we won't talk about him. But you go with Pellets, because that's my new guy, and you. And you go with I just blanked on his name. Burks. And you go with Burks. They're not like all world beaters, but they are physically strong. They're always in the right spot.
Bingo.
And they're going to shoot the open shot. Like, that's it. That is just what you need. Be stout on defense. Get yourself open. Shoot the open shot. That's it. We don't want you we don't need you tween this, that. And because those are the things.
Tween hezzy. No, like, listen, the guys who need to be doing tween hezzies, Lou, are doing tween hezzies with these motherfuckers.
Right.
Like, it's just, like I said, like, listen, I think people all the time, like, oh, just put the 5 most talented guys out there. That's not the way basketball works. It never has.
Nope.
Like, you always need guys who fit. You need role players. And I think, like I said before, like, this thing is forced Spo's hand. Like, it just makes him play a guy like Alec Burks a little bit more. And Alec Burks is the guy who is, and I've said it, I've been saying this, like, sometimes, like, it feels like the Heat don't realize they just need NBA guys. Burks is an NBA guy.
And
like,
and a vet too, at that. Like, somebody who's found ways to make impact on just about every roster he's been to. Realistically, he's had some moments, you try to encourage these moments, and the best way you can encourage them is to give these guys more minutes. I think personally it's super fucking telling, and it's a great trend going forward that we hadn't played since Monday. So Spo got the most time off he's ever got, and he came back, and aside from your 3 guys, Pelle got the 4th most minutes and Burks got the 5th most minutes. I think that's where it should be. Considering Highsmith got hurt, obviously. If Highsmith wasn't hurt, then he should be, swapping in for one of those 2 guys. But realistically, like, that's where it should be. To your point, Alf, like, just guys, and to Tiff's point, they know where to be. They know where to be. They know how to stay out of the way, but remain a threat, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a very niche skill, and one that gets often overlooked because everybody wants to see guys dribble, put the ball in the basket. It looks pretty on highlights, but that shit doesn't work.
Who wanted to see that shit? I'm tired of that shit.
I don't fucking know.
I want to see good basketball. I want to see ball.
I want to see winning
cuts. I want to see, I want to see guys shooting a rhythm. I'm tired. I'm tired of watching mid motherfuckers dribble all fucking day long. But like, so I do want to talk about Jimmy because Jimmy was fantastic tonight.
Yep.
Like Jimmy looked like Jimmy again. I mean, there's been a few games this year. Jimmy has looked like Jimmy. Looks like I think he takes that Kyrie matchup personally. I think he loves Kyrie, and I think he enjoys getting up for this matchup.
And
but I really want to
one,
talk
too.
about the other two of the pillars, as Lou likes to call them. I thought Bam shot poorly this game, but hit some clutch shots, played good defense, and played with – he missed a lot of shots, but he played within himself tonight. And then Tyler shot terribly, but 10 rebounds, 5 assists, right? And still put up 18 points. I like when these guys don't have these games where they tip, where they don't shoot great, but they do a lot of the other little things. Like Tyler wasn't great tonight, but he contributed to winning. And it was good to see.
Right. I think that's the thing, especially with Tyler. Like he, regardless of how he shoots, if he's on the floor, he's trying. And that's the one thing I think people overlook. He's going to try to get rebounds. He's going to try to make some assists. His defense is better than it was last year. Like all these things. He's going to try to do whatever he needs to do to get the win. I think the thing about it is that finally, Bam had a lot of easy misses, but I'm happier with these easier misses tonight than I was, the last 2 games ago. Like get back to, I get it. They don't want him taking as many mid ranges, but he has to get back to what he knows to a certain extent. Like he did that. He missed a few, which is fine, but there was the variation with the game where he got some buckets on the inside and then he got into the corner for a couple of threes. I like that variation. I don't need Bam taking 12 threes a game.
No.
But within the flow, if you're out there, you have to shoot it. Like that's just, what it is.
Tiff, had the Heat hit a single tip in all year?
No.
Shit.
I swear to God, Lou, they have not hit a single tip in, put back nothing for the entire season.
We don't have high flyers.
If Bam gets his tip-ins to go, he would be averaging 20 a game. He misses about 4 of them a game. It's ridiculous. But to
even Kevin Love is missing them, which I'm like, that's his bread and butter.
Yeah, Jimmy too. Like they need to come down with the raw. Take a power dribble and go back up like it's 1974.
Kick it out for 3. I'm done. I'm done.
Once you got it,
just kick it out for 3. You know what's funny? I used to hate when they did that, but their best fast break offense is shooting threes. If they go for a layup on a fast break, I know it's a wrap. But if Hero pulls up from 3 on a fast break, I'm like that bitch is money. Like that's cash, but do not. I mean, if they go for a layup, I'm like, this shit is a wrap. They can't. I mean, worst fast break team in the league unless they're shooting threes. Which is funny. I think they actually score pretty efficiently on the fast break.
They're the third best transition team in basketball
because of the threes.
Because of the threes,
it ain't the layups.
100. This game didn't help though. They were awful in transition. This game, like it just wasn't pretty in transition, but. Like to Tiff's point, Bam shot the 3 within the flow of the offense.
Yes.
He wasn't hesitating.
If Derek Lively's going to play 5 feet off, you shoot it, bro.
Right.
Like, come on.
Again, it's little things that we like, they had a big break. And I think, a lot can be understated. Like these changes, it felt like this is the first time Spo got to sit down and watch some film and be like, yeah, I was fucking some shit up.
Yeah.
Some of these guys sat down and were like, yeah, I was fucking some. It's not all on Spo. Bam had to shoot those. Spo couldn't force him to shoot those, and he did. And Jimmy today felt the most. It's felt like since when Kyle first got here and he was in his point forward era, just putting pressure on the rim, driving kick game.
Yep.
It helped that Bam was spacing the floor. It made the combination of those two guys not be so cluttered, and Bam hitting him did wonders for Jimmy. Like,
yeah, because you got to respect that. Now, Derek Lively, even if it's 2 feet away from the paint, like two more steps away from the paint, it just does a lot for Jimmy's driving game. And I think we've talked about this ad nauseum. Like, you had to take a ball handler out of the starting unit.
Yep.
Because it forces Jimmy to be a ball handler, and he is maybe our best ball handler. But if he's watching Terry Rozier, you're wasting Jimmy Butler. Like, you just have to force this motherfucker to handle the ball and play make. And I think when Terry's hurt, that's what ends up happening. But I do want to talk about, like, listen, and I feel like I'm betraying Duncan Hive right now. Like, listen, Duncan Hive, don't get me wrong, I am your leader. I am the number one Duncan Robinson fan. I don't know how this came to be, Tiff. It doesn't even fit my profile, but I'm the number one Duncan.
That shit stands out on the resume.
Yeah, you look along the list. You know, there's a lot of pro-black shit, and Duncan Robinson, number one fan. It's out of nowhere.
Red
highlighted.
Duncan. Oh,
yeah, what's going on here? But I will say I want Duncan playing, 18 to 20 minutes per game, but I would love. Well, I mean, no pun intended. I would love to see Love in that starting power forward spot. Like, I think it does a lot of things, right? I think, first of all, one of the things happened tonight, you saw Duncan Robinson, when he's on the floor with Tyler Hero, they're hunted way too much, right? And this is and Duncan Robinson got into that foul trouble. Like, it's just it makes it way too easy on the offense when you have both of those guys out there at the same time for a lot of minutes together. And then the other thing it does, it gives Duncan a better opportunity to be effective with that second unit, right? Because Duncan and Tyler at the same time, to me, is not a good combination, right? And then the second thing it does, and I know Lou's going to kill me for this, I would like to see Love as a starting power forward so we can get some Ware minutes. I would like to see Khalil Ware out there a little bit. Look, there you go. Lou, come back, man. I would like to see some Khalil Ware minutes. Just the same way we're out here, we're giving Pelle minutes. I would like, because listen, this is not a championship squad. I would like to see us get our young guys some more rotation minutes. Am I crazy to say, hey, I would love to see Love in that starting lineup, give Duncan that 6-man role, and let's see what shakes.
Would you be crazy? No. I mean, honestly, no. Like, it just depends what the goal of this team is. And I think, like, in order for us to set standards, a rotation, who should play and who shouldn't, we first have to see what's the end goal. Right now, the team believes the end goal is competing for a championship. You can't tell them otherwise. That's just the way it feels like. It's Spoelstra, it's Pat Riley, it's Jimmy Butler. They're giving it one more go. If that's the case, I'm cool with no Ware minutes. If you're telling me, look, the goal is we're going to develop some of these guys, we're going to see what we have going forward, then absolutely, Ware should be getting minutes. Like, as much as I don't think he's ready, that doesn't mean I don't want him to play if that's the goal. But if the goal is winning, I just think I would rather have. We saw the impact Love had at the back end of that zone in the second quarter in particular. And he's not even known as a defender, but his hands are so quick. His processing is so quick that he was able to feast off of, like, the pressure that Highsmith and Larson were putting up top and doing some of these things that Ware is just not ready to do just yet. Can we, should he be getting some minutes every now and then? Yeah, he should.
That doesn't do it. To me, that doesn't do anything. It's got.
I agree.
If my thing is, it needs to be consistent. Like, the minutes need to be, if you want to actually develop Khalil Ware, the minutes need to be consistent. And here's my thing, right? To Lou's point, they want to be competitive. You ain't competitive playing Terry Rozier and Josh Richardson.
No, which is why today was perfect.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not competitive, and they've been doing a whole bunch of shit. If they want to be competitive, they ain't doing competitive ass shit. My thing is, I feel like you can do both, right? Like, yeah, Lou wants Thomas Bryant minutes.
I'd rather not.
But like, you can do both to me, Tiff. Like, you can develop guys like Ware and Pelle and still be competitive, right? Like, I think you can give Ware those. Am I crazy? Ware 12 backup 5 minutes a game, I don't think it's going to kill you. And I think you can end up develop. You picked him in the first round. Like, you can do both. You ain't winning no title this year, so you can be competitive and develop the future.
Well, I think the interesting thing for me is that I think with him, it's matchup dependent, right? So that's what I thought. So then, if you say it's matchup dependent, tonight to me was the matchup.
You had two big guys that you was out
And
there
they're
with
not technically big, but they're long, they're fast, and that would have been the opportunity to see what he could give you if you're going to do so.
Yeah,
I
he
kind
played
of,
his physical prototype today. Like he would have been playing against Lively, who's like almost identical
but that's
physically.
what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
thought tonight was the night we would get a few minutes from him, but we didn't. I also just kind of think it's interesting now because at some point, like we go through this every time where it's like, oh, maybe Love shouldn't get as many minutes, but then you do realize that like Love needs to get those minutes. So when we're bumping up Love's minutes, and then all of a sudden we're bumping up Pele's minutes, and Burke has to get minutes, like I don't know where the extra minutes are coming from for
there
anybody
are
else,
no extra
but
minutes.
well, I'm gonna tell you where there are gonna be some extra minutes.
Let him know, Tiff.
Jaime, it's gonna be some extra minutes.
Time for hey.
I don't want to.
Reality check
I
master
don't really
for a
want to
reason.
talk about it. I don't want to put that in the ether. But tonight was the night the lights went out in Georgia. It just didn't.
Yeah, like somebody.
He scored. I don't know what did he have, like 8 points. But it just doesn't.
You know what it is? You know what it is sometimes? It's like, what happened to the awareness? Like, he gets in that lane, does a spin move, and it's like he doesn't know where any of the bigs are.
Because it's the pump fake.
It's too much. Like,
it's so many. It's like, well, also because guess what? You had a hell of a season last year. Everyone knows who you are.
yeah.
So you can't come
Yeah.
back. You can't come back with $20 thinking you're getting groceries. Like that's not working.
And the shot, the
Man,
three, like
The
he
three.
he needs to do something. He has to be hitting that 3-point shot for him to get minutes at this point.
And-
Because if he's playing, you have guys like Duncan Burks, Pella, guys, Jovic,
Yep.
the guys who can hit that three that are not playing. And honestly, his defense does not call for him to get that.
That's
Bingo.
my bigger concern, because I always felt like his shot came and went last year. So I've been waiting for that upswing again. But the problem for me is that the defense,
It's been awful.
it's awful.
Awful.
He's-
And Lou, the finishing around the rim.
No, yeah, he's been struggling in areas where, he was good last year, like around the rim in particular. Like defensively, I thought he was a little better last year. Like he just looks laterally slow. Like he looks like he can't contain a ball handler. But I think the biggest thing is, I think the adjustment to the new like 3-pointer or layup offense is really hurting him more than anybody else. His adjustment, like he's used to having a little bit of an in-between game. That's literally what he did for 4 years at UCLA. Like, that's what he did last year, is he was mixing in this in-between game with the paint game, an occasional 3-pointer. Now it's almost like he's putting his head down to a detriment sometimes, getting all the way to the rim. The good thing is this is good for his development. He's gonna have to figure this shit out. But in the short sense, like, yeah, his minutes might be. I mean, they were today. Like he wasn't the first guy off the bench. I don't think he was even the second guy off the bench today. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Pelle and Love. So
yeah, he was deeper in the rotation.
Yeah, he was deeper.
It makes me happy that no matter how deep he was still above Josh Richardson.
as he should be.
But
As he should be.
the thing is that like we keep saying like, where he used to shoot from and this and that. All of those things can kind of be like swept away if they actually got out and ran. Like if he was someone who got out and ran on the break, he likes the midi. If you run on the break, it's there for you.
If they run on the break, they just can't finish shit. Like they run, boy, and it's like, and half the time I'm like, would y'all slow y'all ass down? Because y'all ain't gonna do shit. Like y'all gonna run all the way past the fucking rim. Like you are not doing shit. They are the worst. Like no, running ain't gonna do nothing because they can't finish shit. But I do want to address something in the chat. Everybody say my wall looks like
Oh my
I'm
God.
inside a Lou's Christmas tree. No, I want to show y'all something. So listen, so I just moved to a new place, and this place has a garage, a second garage, and when we were looking at the place, it has like tile on the floor, the back of the garage. It's just really weird. And somebody, the owner of the place was like, "Yo, they used to shoot content back here." So I don't know. It was a fucking
What kind of
YouTuber
content?
who lived here before.
That's very broad.
But so I am in a garage right now. Okay, I want to show you guys the light in this garage.
Oh no.
Do y'all wait? Do
It's
y'all
just
see?
Keep going.
It's just my
Oh.
beam.
Do y'all see that?
Oh,
It's like a chandelier.
it's like Studio 54.
It's the strangest shit. I'm in a fucking garage.
Shit.
Like, and there's a chandelier and tile in this mother. It's the weirdest shit ever.
Alf bragging because he got heat in there.
I'm fucking freezing in this motherfucker. I brought a sweater out here, but you know, I got nature's space heater right here. So a nigga warm and toasty. Someone says they used to shoot content back here. It's one of those houses Bang Bros used to rent.
Oh no.
Oh God.
They had them girls swinging from the chandelier, Tiff. Anyway.
Oh, that's not what Sia meant.
Oh my God.
Anyway, y'all.
That was it. That was it.
Man, we trying to tell Pablo. Hey,
that was it.
Pablo ain't paying attention. Anyway, no, but yeah. So we got a game. So the Heat are back to 500. Listen, man, I don't know what this team is, but Lou, what happened? Someone put onlyalfs.com. What happens when Terry comes back, Lou?
Oh man.
You want me to like what I think happened or what should happen? Two different, completely different answers.
What do you think happens?
Jesus fucking Christ, the hard answer. He goes to the bench. I think Miami.
Really? You think that happens?
Yeah, I just think Miami has put together. Oh, dog, it's so fucking hard. I hope he goes to the bench. Shit, you gave me the hardest fucking question. I hope he does, man. Like Miami's look like a competent team. Like the starters are working. Jimmy's got his flow going, which is what you need to win. Don't take that shit away from him. To Tiff's point, we need Jaime to be better. Let Terry dribble a little bit with the bench. Not too much now. Not too much now. I'm like, don't take this out of context.
Listen, you know,
just 2 to 3 dribbles.
Tiff, you know one thing I do not like to do, right? I do not like to act like I'm in the locker room, like I'm talking to these guys, like I go behind the curtain. I never like that. Like, listen, I take the shit on face value because I don't know. You know what I mean? Even when I used to be in the locker room, it's not like I got any fucking inside information. Motherfuckers wasn't talking to me. They was changing. Like, it was like, but I will say this, and this is just me completely reckless speculation. I wonder if Terry, because Terry said his foot is fine.
He said his foot is fine. He said the foot wasn't the reason he was struggling.
Affect his play, and now he had 5 days off, and he was.
That's
ready
his
to
normal
play.
That's his normal play.
Tiff, could it be?
It's called an excuse.
That they told him he was out of the starting lineup and he didn't want to play tonight?
I mean, stranger things have happened.
You know what I mean?
And let's say if that's the case, we will find out, because nothing ever stays a secret if more than one person knows. So we will find out if that's the case. I honestly hope that's not the case, because that let me know you need to be out. You need to be out of here on the first train smoking.
Listen, if Tyler Hero will come off the bench, if Dwayne Wade will come off the bench,
right? Because I was gonna say I'm not even Tyler is not even in that Wade category. If Wade comes off the bench,
And like, listen, this is reckless speculation like a motherfucker for me. But it was just real weird how all week we're hearing that he's coming back. The foot wasn't even really that big of a problem.
The MRI was clean.
All of a sudden, like, because like,
was he on the bench?
I don't know. I didn't see him.
I don't pay that much attention, Tiff. I was just happy he wasn't on the court.
But
so.
no, but that is something to take note if he was or wasn't on the bench.
And see, I hate this kind. This is that narrative.
I don't like it. I don't like it either. But now it's like.
But Pablo should have ended this shit 5 minutes ago.
Right when we was giving him the out. Now we over here speculating.
So now I'm over here doing rumors and innuendo and shit.